Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're back with another episode of Kenshi. Last episode we made a lot of progress with sieging Rebirth. We managed to take and hold the top area where the majority of the guards were stationed. However, after much fighting, we eventually had to fall back just so we could recover our injuries. With each push, we get closer and closer to being able to free Hex. Additionally, if you're enjoying the content, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it. Finally fully rested and healed up, it's time we make another push towards Rebirth. Hex has been a slave for far too long, and we need to get her out of there. Hopefully the guards haven't recovered too much by now, and we're able to just push straight through. One foolish guard decides to attack us head on. Maybe he's a decoy though, or perhaps he's trying to just buy time for the rest of the guards to assemble. Or maybe he just wanted to get his weapon back, as it's clear we fought him before. Unfortunately for him though, the Holy Nation has very poor martial arts training, and we chop him down very quickly. And he can't just sit here dodging forever. As soon as he goes down, we immediately charge towards the gate. If any of the guards have gathered up, we need to take him out quickly. It's a good thing that we rushed in when we did. They were starting to use the turrets against us, and that'll kill us very quickly if we're not careful. Most of these guards are injured at this point though due to the previous fights, so they're getting pretty desperate trying to hold us back. As it stands right now, we outnumber the Holy Nation and we're fully healed. Everything should be in our favor to win this fight. Our warriors are spread out and we're attacking on multiple fronts, but it appears that we're winning, and the Holy Nation can't hold us back. We continue to collect their weapons and bandages every chance they get, which just further weakens the Holy Nation. As this fight's coming to a close, a few of our warriors break off to go for the stragglers, while the healers go to mend the injured. This was a good start to today, but now we need to hold this front while mending our wounds, and that's the real challenge. Rebirth still has a ton of reinforcements that they can send up here to fight us. As well, it's only a matter of time before more patrols walk through. We didn't notice earlier, but an entire Holy Nation trade caravan is currently stationed in Rebirth. On one hand, this is good because they'll have more supplies that we can take, but on the other hand, they've got some tough guards defending the caravan that we're going to have to deal with. We were not expecting, nor necessarily prepared to deal with the Holy Nation caravan. Give us a run for our money, but we're holding in there. Many of our warriors are starting to collapse, but so are theirs. The guards of Rebirth are very lucky that this caravan was here. If we survive this fight, we're definitely going to need to pull back and start recovering, which is only buying the guards more time to recover from themselves. However, with each fight, we become stronger. The more we fight, the more our fighting skills continue to increase, and soon enough, the Holy Nation will be nothing compared to our warriors. This was a close fight, but it looks like we're going to pull through this one alright. Many of our warriors, though, are severely injured and require immediate aid. Fumin and Billy are doing their best to try to heal everybody. The bright side with dealing with this caravan is we're going to get a lot of additional food and medical supplies. Plus, we were able to take their armor and weapons, and it'll be an upgrade for several of our troops. There's still many members of the trade caravan down below, though, so we're not completely done with dealing with them, but we got a good number of their guards killed. This has been a surprisingly even fight, though. The majority of our warriors are knocked out. At this point, we're unable to go back to our camp to recover, as we need to have all of our warriors stationed here to protect our warriors from getting put into slavery. This holy caravan really got us in a tough situation now. Our best bet now is to just hold position and try to mend our wounds. Soon enough our warriors will wake up, and then at that point we should be able to fall back. This fight was so evenly matched, even Fumin, our healer, had to step in and start fighting. But thankfully Fumin and Burn managed to survive, and they spent as much time as they could healing, once the remainder of the stragglers were killed. Unfortunately, some of our warriors lost limbs during this battle, and with us having no way to replace the limb right now, there's nothing we could do for them other than just patch the bleeding. During this fight though, one of the prisoners who was being forced to work up here saw what was going on and decided to join in on the fight. We plan to free every slave that's here, and we're glad that at least he is willing to join us. The Holy Nation trade caravan has finally been defeated, and once again we hold this top area. Unfortunately though, majority of our army has been defeated, and we're going to have to spend a lot of time healing up here, whether we like it or not. By nightfall, a handful of our warriors have started to wake up. We begin the process of carrying them back over to our camp. That way they can start to heal a little bit quicker than what they're doing now. We need to leave the majority of our able-bodied warriors here though, That way we can defend the remaining unconscious warriors in case we get attacked again. It takes us about a day, but we finally get our final warriors pulled out of Rebirth. Now we can really start to heal our wounds back at camp. The trade caravan was surprisingly tough. It's going to take us a few days to fully recover from that fight. It's a good thing we remembered to stock up on plenty of food and medical supplies before we got here, because we're going to be stuck here for quite a while by the looks of it. The siege has already taken longer than I thought it would be. The Holy Nation's defenses are strong, but we're working through them, and eventually we'll come out on top. As our warriors started to heal and were fully recovered, we sent them back into Rebirth to hold the ground. We plan to not give the Holy Nation any chance to recover, and we'll regroup our entire army inside, and from there hopefully push inside to get Hex. 2 days pass and our warriors that are holding the front lines are still doing their best to defend. And finally, after days of defending, the rest of our army comes in full force. Will we finally have the strength that we need to push deeper into Rebirth and save Hex? At this point, we defeated all the guards that were defending this top section, leading us wide open to cross the bridge now. And the bridge will take us straight down to the bottom of Rebirth. From there, we'll be able to save Hex and any other slaves that are still imprisoned down here. We just need to deal with any other guards that are still remaining. We finally make it across the bridge and into the heart of Rebirth, and right as we finish crossing, we notice that there's another squad of guards watching this additional exit. And since we plan to exterminate all of Rebirth, naturally our warriors go to kill them. We came here to send a message, and that's exactly what we intend to do. When we first arrived at Rebirth, 5 guards would have been a tough fight, but now we can handle them relatively easily. While we continue fighting, the guards send a few reinforcements to assist, and while it slows us down briefly, it doesn't slow us down for long. Once the fight's over though, we patch our wounds and continue heading deeper into Rebirth. We can't forget though, we need to consistently grab all the weapons from the guards, just in case any of them wake up, then they won't be able to fight us back. Additionally, those extra bandages they're carrying will really go a long way to keep us fighting. Anyways, we continue further into Rebirth. We're very close to recovering Hex, and the guards here are running out of reinforcements. This is the best opportunity we've ever had to get Hex back. All we have to do is secure her, and then make sure we're able to escape without any additional patrols intercepting us. Only a few guards remain though to hold back our warriors, and while it's a valiant effort, it ultimately proves fatal as we continue chopping them down as soon as they approach. A few of our warriors that were previously knocked out, as well as Billy, one of our medics, comes down the hill to help as well. This is the last group of guards standing between us and Hex. As soon as we win this fight, we'll be able to free Hex, and then go and free any other slaves that are in the area. These last few sentinels are really putting up a good fight, and refuse to go down easily. Only one guard remains. Surely we won't be able to last much longer. And while we're here, should we give the guards a taste of their own medicine and start putting some of them in their own cages? If we do that and then leave, eventually the guards will starve out, and a slow death might be what these Holy Nation guards deserve. The final guard here has finally been defeated. It's time for us to quickly mend our wounds, and then go on to freeing every slave in the area. Burn goes forward and starts freeing anyone tied to the pole. The Holy Nation has built their army and empire off the backs of slaves, and so by putting a stop to Rebirth and freeing the slaves, we're going to cripple the Holy Nation's economy, which will overall weaken their army before we even have a chance to fight them, giving us the edge. It looks like there are a few more guards that were hiding around. Unfortunately for them though, they have no chance of stopping us at this point. But we finally freed Hex after all this time, and the first thing she does is quickly fall back to try to get some armor and weapons, as well as get a little bit of food, and then she joins the fight. It's finally Hex's turn to get revenge. After months of abuse and torture, she's finally free. Burn works to set all the slaves free, but for some reason some of them don't want to join us. It's as if they think that we're not going to be able to free them, and they just jump right back onto the pole. Maybe they have Stockholm Syndrome, but anyways, we can't spend too much time on those people. Burn Command's next stop is to start checking every single one of the houses in Rebirth. There's a good possibility that a few slaves could still be locked up in any of the cages, and we need to make sure that none of them are left behind so they don't starve to death. We continue work on clearing through the houses, and by the next day we've got majority of them cleared. There's been a couple guards in each one of these houses, which has been slowing the search down a little bit. And we started putting some of the guards in the cages, which will be their final resting place, as we don't plan to take them out ever again, and nobody should be coming to help. Also, many of the slaves that we freed decided to join us, which is great because any new soldier increases our force's overall fighting strength. Eventually, though, we got all the buildings cleared out and freed all the slaves that were in Rebirth, leaving the area a little more than just an empty battlefield. The Holy Nation put up a good fight here, but ultimately they were defeated. We used guerrilla tactics and were able to whittle them down to the point we were able to just charge through. This is where I'm going to end things for today, though. Today was a huge day for us, though. We fully conquered Rebirth and freed Hex. On top of that, we got many new recruits from the slaves that we freed. On top of that, we sent a message to the Holy Nation that they won't soon forget. Our plan now is to fall back to base camp to fully take care of our wounds. After that, we're going to continue pushing south, clearing any Holy Nation mine, farm, or military camp that we come across, which will further cripple the Holy Nation's economy. That way, when we finally decide to push towards the cities, there's not much left and it'll just be an easy fight. If you've been enjoying the content though, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you all for watching.